Even as the weather gets colder, there are still good reasons to venture outdoors in Arlington. A notable milestone on the road to a new high school. And yes, it's December, and Christmas is on the way.
From McLennan Park to Spy Pond, from Poets Corner to the Mystic River, we have Arlington covered. We're your neighbors, a friend you can turn to. This is ACMi News.
Hello, welcome to ACMi News. I'm In-young Kim. After an unusual Thanksgiving holiday this year, we're back with several stories this week. Special town meeting has just wrapped up after 5 long sessions that started in mid-November. It was our first virtual town meeting, and while there were technical challenges throughout, in the end, the town's business for the year was successfully concluded, thanks to the patience and cooperation of everyone involved. There were too many issues covered to address here, but one that provoked much discussion was Warrant Article 15, a proposal to allow retired police officers to work police details around town. Police Chief Julie Flaherty argued in favor of the proposal.
I think having retired officers working details is a good thing for the town. I stated last week we have an average of 20 details a day. We probably fill 75% of those details, and we are calling on other communities to assist us. That was a satisfactory solution up until a few years ago when surrounding cities and towns started using their own officers for their own projects. But by having retired police officers work details, we're putting trained members of the Arlington Police Department in the community who are familiar with the community. They have a direct connection. These officers have years of experience. They're academy trained, and they have participated in the trainings that are specific to the Arlington Police Department.
Concerns were raised by town meeting members about whether it is really necessary to increase the presence of uniformed police officers on Arlington streets at this time.
The financial committee report stated that the crime has gone down in our community, so why do we need the people who are directing traffic to carry a gun? And nationally and locally, people of color are asking for reduced police department footprints, and this article does exactly the opposite. It increases the size of our police department at a time when our crime rates are down. This doesn't make sense, and as a woman of color and as an Arlington resident for over 20 years, I truly feel this matter of detail can and should be handled better again.
In the end, a 2/3 majority voted in favor of the proposal.
The motion carries by 67%. We have 158 in the affirmative. We have 78 in the negative. It's a vote, and I so declare it. And that closes Article 15.
We want to recognize the tireless efforts of many people behind the scenes, including our very own Sean Keane and Jeff Monroe, to successfully execute this unprecedented virtual town meeting. Well done! It has been many years in the making, but the first steel column for the new Arlington High School was recently raised, officially kickstarting the next phase of the construction project. ACMI senior news producer Ani Mosmani captured this significant moment and spoke with AHS building committee members about what it means.
The morning of November 23rd marked a milestone for Arlington Public Schools in the town. The first steel beam for the new high school was raised in ceremonial fashion. This serves as a framework for the front two wings that are soon to come.
Well, so this is the first steel beam to be raised here at the construction site. And by February, mid-February or so, the entire site behind me will be all framed up, all 5 stories, all of the construction beams. So it's the first day of all of the building going up, and we're very excited about it.
It took about 10 years just to get to this point, according to AHS Building Committee Chair Jeff Thielman. But due to COVID and some rough weather conditions, what would have been a public commemoration of this pivotal moment became a restricted and largely virtual ceremony.
On behalf of the committee, I just signed the first steel, and we're excited to put it up.
Where is it there?
Right there.
Only a few members of the building committee and ACMi were present to capture the moment. Construction workers also stood by to witness the ceremony.
I feel incredibly excited and galvanized by this moment. You know, we've been working on this for a long time. I've been involved in school building construction for a long time. Jeff Thielman and I were part of the rebuild of the Thompson Elementary School where my children went, and now I'm fortunate to be on this committee, and we've been working at it for 4 years and probably another 5 more. But this is the part where it gets really exciting. We get to see the building go up and really take shape, and the vision that was created by the team is now being realized.
There's been great progress in the construction project. Building committee members expect to see the framework completed by February 2021, now that the first steel column is in place. The chair of Communications Committee, Amy Spear, assures that the community will receive consistent updates as the project proceeds.
So we've created a Vimeo channel, part of the Town of Arlington and AHS Building Project channel. We're posting videos. So we're aiming to have at least once a month some kind of an update that we'll do throughout the project. I mean, this is a 4-year project, so we'll have something ongoing out here. We've got security cameras up on the corners of the buildings that we can get time lapse from. We've already got one of those videos up, which is pretty cool to see the progress. So there are lots of different ways that we'll be sharing this with the community.
The new high school is expected to be completed by 2024. To stay up to date, you can visit ahsbuildingcommittee.org to monitor its progress. Or you can check out those cool videos Amy Spear was talking about. For ACMi News, I'm Anim Osmani.
Thank you, Anim. Colder weather may be chasing lots of us indoors, but not the public artists in town. We got an update from our local Commission for Arts and Culture about the creativity on display around Arlington. Here are a couple of highlights for you to look for.
The biggest, of course, is persistence, which we started a year ago, essentially, with Michelle Luigi, bringing her to the town to be an artist in residence. So 37 sculptures, about 600 components that Arlington people made, thousands of plastic bags, and it's all up now hanging in trees along the Minuteman Bikeway between the Kickstand Cafe and Linwood Street. And these sculptures that look kind of strange and otherworldly are actually one of the most common things, but normally you need a microscope to see them. They're inspired by the tiny microorganisms that are in all water. So the fact that Spy Pond is right there, Michelle drew inspiration from that to think about, all right, thinking about this major Arlington waterway close by, how about water organisms, which this whole piece is about the dangers of plastics, and part of what happens with plastic is it just breaks down into tinier and tinier pieces, does not biodegrade until it's the size of a microorganism in water. And from there, it gets into the food chain. And the title Persistence is a pun because plastic also persists in the natural environment. So we have the positive side of persistence, which is all of the wonderful volunteers who made this possible, and our wonderful artist, Michelle, as a leader, and all of our partners. And then we have the downside of persistence, which is plastic never goes away, essentially. And we'll all need persistence to fight that on the environmental front, to continue to steward our environment and reduce plastic pollution.
The other project, as you alluded to, is Go Outdoors Neighbors. And it's really a preview of what will become a much larger regional exhibition starting next spring and go into 2021. There are 3 new artfully painted doors that have been installed around town on the bikeway. Right now in Arlington, the first 3, and there are many more that are being commissioned for reinstallation in the spring, but the first 3 are at Uncle Sam Visitor Center Plaza with a door called We Are Stardust by Adria Arch. The second door is by Bow Street, entrance of the bike path right behind Old Schwam Mill. And that's a door by Laurie Bogdan, one of the members of Art Links Arlington. And the third one is a collaborative door that Laurie did with Jason Rudokas, another member of Art Links Arlington. And that was really for that organization. So we encourage people to go out and enjoy these. They are spaced far apart and allowing social distancing while enjoying them. So grab a blue bike and go out and visit them.
Now I know where to go the next time we have a nice day. What's your plan to enjoy the holidays during this winter? Take in some lights? Maybe look at some animals? The Stone Zoo is presenting a notable exhibit for people of all ages, attracting visitors from all around. ACMi News reporter Kristen Blair has the story.
Cold got you stuck inside without plans? Right now, it can be very hard to find safe and fun things to do with your family. That's why I stopped by Zoo Lights at the Stone Zoo, only 15 minutes away from Arlington, to inform you about a nearby event intertwining zoo life with nightlife.
Zoo Lights is a beloved annual holiday tradition, and it's a wonderful opportunity to visit, to stroll along these beautifully lit pathways. We have hundreds of thousands of twinkling lights. It really gets you into the holiday spirit. You experience some of the magic of this season.
As you walk through the winter wonderland, you can also expect to see black bears, flamingos, river otters, and someone who is really popular around this time of year, Aoife the reindeer.
When you're stuck in the house and it's safe to do things outside, and we looked forward to seeing all the lights. It was kind of fun to see some of the animals too, because we weren't sure we would actually get to see the animals.
That was a bonus, yeah.
As you're walking through, you should also expect to see hand sanitizer stations, one-way signs, and reminders to stay socially distanced. That's one reindeer apart.
They did a really great job distancing everybody, allowing only like a certain amount of people to be going at a time. I just love all the colors, the lights and the colors. I love rainbow. I love all the colors. It's just fun and something to like brighten up some of the times that we're going through right now. So it was a good time.
One thing that is super important to remember is to purchase your tickets online at stonezoo.org so you can ensure that you are good to come. Enjoy the lights. For ACMi News, I'm Kristen Bullier.
Thank you, Kristen. Visiting the Stone Zoo will also be on my to-do list. And even a pandemic cannot stop a cherished holiday tradition. ACMi's Isabel Lirst is here to tell you how to get your Christmas tree right here in Arlington.
For 55 years, the Arlington Boys and Girls Club has been selling Christmas trees and wreaths to the public. This year, it remains one of the few holiday traditions that is relatively unaffected by the pandemic.
Chris Annunziata has been a longtime volunteer at the Arlington Boys and Girls Club. This year, he's managing the Christmas tree sale for the first time.
We had an awesome weekend. The trees are almost gone, and that usually doesn't happen before the second shipment, so it's been a great year. This is the first shipment of 800, and then we get another 800, so that comes on Saturday, so a total of 1,600.
Annunziata told me about the selection of trees that they have at the club.
We have everything ranging from a small tabletop tree to about 8-9 footers, so they vary. The ones over here will be like 5 to 7. We have some that are like 3 to 5 feet, so we have pretty much every range you're looking for.
The Arlington Boys and Girls Club is taking steps to make the experience a COVID-safe activity.
We've been trying to accommodate with everything to do with COVID-19 and making it safe for everyone that comes. Everything's pretty much outside. We have all the trees spaced out 6 feet apart, all the pay stations. We even do pay stations outside too.
The Christmas tree sale wouldn't be possible without the help of dedicated volunteers.
We could not do it without the volunteers. Everyone that helps sell the trees is volunteers. We have a Sign Up Genius out. You can find that on the website. For youth, it is almost full, but there's still spots there. And we are always looking for more adult volunteers. So that link for Sign Up Genius is right there too.
I spoke with Jim Nicholson, a veteran volunteer at the Boys and Girls Club and at the Christmas tree sale.
I grew up at the Boys and Girls Club, started attending as a teenager myself, worked in different capacities on the staff as a volunteer, and I really believe in the mission of the club. I've been here since the beginning of the tree sale, actually. Yeah, I was a teenager when we first began selling, and have been here every year since. My most favorite thing is seeing young families come in. You know, the wonder in the children's faces, particularly the little ones, when they look up and see a tree, and some of them don't comprehend really what's going on, but we see them come back year after year, and so they're really an important part of the project.
Nicholson told me about his tree buying experience and gave me some tips on how to pick out the perfect tree.
I picked one out on Saturday when they first came in. Pick of the crop. Plus I have an experienced eye. Well, what I look for, as you see, these trees are wrapped up. I look for symmetrical branches at the trunk. If they're growing out symmetrically from the trunk, they'll usually proceed that way up the whole stalk.
Nicholson emphasized that the proceeds from the tree sale go directly to the youth programs at the Arlington Boys and Girls Club.
All the proceeds for the sale go to the Boys and Girls Club, which is a wonderful organization, a great asset to the Arlington community here. So I would just encourage people to come down, meet the volunteers. We're all, it's a fun group. Many people enjoy coming back just to interact with the adult and youth volunteers down.
If you'd like to buy your tree from home, you can also go online at the Arlington Boys and Girls Club website and purchase a tree ahead of time by choosing the contactless pickup or delivery option.
Well, I think my tree is up to Jim's standards, so I'm all set. If you'd like to pick out your tree at the Arlington Boys and Girls Club, you can stop by any day of the week or go online. For ACMi News, I'm Isabel Litters.
Thanks, Isabel. Your tree looks great. Now it's time to catch up on what's happening at the high school. What do you have for us today, Sam? Let's send it over to our Studio B crew to get the latest scoop in Ponderscope.
Hello, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Ponderscope, your Arlington High School news, updates, and more. Registration for winter sports is now open. The current offerings for the winter season are boys and girls basketball and hockey, gymnastics, and alpine skiing. Registration for any of the aforementioned sports will be open until December 10th, where you can sign up and provide necessary documents through Family ID. Tryout schedules will be sent out early next week before the season begins on December 14th. More information in general can be found on the athletics website. During the week of December 14th, the AHS Drama Guild will be hosting their annual round of auditions for the spring musical. Getting creative online, they'll be putting together performances from the fantasy musical Amour in early April. To audition, you must prepare 16 to 32 bars of a song for vocal auditions, as well as a prepared monologue for acting auditions. Student-directed one-acts will also be holding auditions at this time. For more information, refer to the Sign Up Genius links linked below, or contact Director Mr. Byrne at mbyrne@arlington.k12.ma.us. To get in the holiday spirit, the Student Council is hosting a gingerbread house making competition. All gingerbread house creations, store-bought or homemade, are eligible to enter the race. The winner of the competition will receive a gift card prize of their choosing to either Starbucks or Dunkin'. To enter into the contest, you can either send photos via direct message to AHS Ponders on Instagram or email the Student Council directly. Entries will be accepted until December 20th, where the winner will then be announced on December 22nd. Additionally, the Student Council will also be having a holiday spirit week during the week of December 14th. From ugly sweaters to PJs, each day will have a new theme in store. To participate, show off your look in class or tag AHS Ponders on Instagram. For seniors only, new dates have been added to get your senior photo taken by Prestige. Appointments are now available from January 19th to 22nd from 3 to 8 p.m. Yearbook orders are also now available for a limited time via the link below. To book your photo appointment, make sure to email Ms. Donahue at adonahue@arlington.k12.ma.us. That's all for this week's edition of the Ponderscope. From my home to yours, I'm Sam Derringer.
And finally, there is good news to share. It looks like vaccines are on the way. Hopefully, we can all get back to our daily life by sometime next year. That is all that we have for today. Thank you for tuning into this week's newscast. For ACMi News, I'm Minyoung Kim.
You can always check out our latest segments and newscasts on the web at acmi.tv/news. And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ACMi News. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You'll find us at youtube.com/ACMi News. If you have any news tips for us or wish to become a citizen journalist, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at news@acmi.tv or stop by ACMI Studio A at 85 Park Avenue.